Hell yeah.
Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC guy, and Trade Fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got a great show lined up for you today here on Piper Academy. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be jumping in and checking out Cardano. Is there a pattern going on right now that says we could be seeing a 25-cent Cardano ADA token? We're going to be looking at that right now. Bitcoin fighting to hold $62,000, Ethereum fighting to hold $3,000. We're going to be looking at the charts, looking at the markets, looking at the economic data, all that and a whole lot more today on Piper Academy. Guys, let's get it. Classes in session. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm Army Piper. This is a show that we come at you every single morning, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m., bringing you guys the news, the charts, and the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Tobias. That is Hihachi, and I haven't seen him in here in a while. So, man, welcome back to the show. A to Ace in here, Blackie Chan, dropping those chats, guys. Let's go ahead and jump over. Let's hit this scene here, because I got my folks. I got my peeps here, OC Guy and Tradefly. I couldn't do the show without you. Spee, I need you to get a hold of me, man, because you won last Friday in the giveaway. So I need you to get a hold of me so I can get your wallet address, man. Yeah, guys, what's up? How you guys doing?
Bro, struggling.
I know. Guys, just so you know, every day, Tradefly is, I'm sending out the link so that they can join in here on Ecamm. And Tradefly is like, I'm on my way back right now, leaving work, driving back to his hotel so that he can jump on this live stream. So the dedication is unreal. Yeah, so we're going to talk about ADA today. So you guys get your ADA charts ready, because I've got a doozy of a chart that says that 25-cent ADA is inbound, and it could be ugly, or it could be a great opportunity, like I said on Twitter. So we're going to be looking at that. But what do you guys got going on? What did you guys do last night that said, hey, I'm going to be a warrior today, to prep yourself? Because, you know, you got to do something every day to prep for tomorrow, right? That's what we do. So Tradefly, what's going on with you, man?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm just trying to recover from last night. Same deal. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I was kind of peeping the charts though, and I did see that we did hit that value area low that I was talking about, cleared out that liquidity. But I haven't been able to look at the charts yet this morning. I am expecting it's somewhere around that range.
It is. And, it's real close. Yeah, it's boring, man. It's boring right now in crypto. So.
Yeah.
OC, how about you, man?
Oh, well, yesterday I took a huge dinner. It was amazing. I was just looking at the charts, just looking at my Bitcoin chart and saying, hey, that is the zone we're talking about yesterday. I'm just looking for the FOR. And once the FOR, I'm going to be just right there. So, yeah, I mean, the possibility is still there. Still looking for the FOR. And as soon as I have the FOR, I'm ready to click it in.
Yeah, well, you know, guys, you guys stick around till the end of the show. But later on this morning, like an hour after we get done with this live stream, I need you guys to come back to Piper Academy, because we're going to have Randy Hipper on as a special guest on a very special episode. Is it time to buy? And we're just going to break it down with her and see what she's seeing in the market, see how she feels about the sentiment of what's going on with crypto and stuff. And so the thumbnail is ready to go. We'll be pushing out that link here in a little while. But guys, make sure you come back and join us 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be having special guest Randy Hipper on here. If you guys don't know, that is the former Miss Teen Crypto. She is She is grown and full of knowledge. So she is now Randy Hipper. She's no longer Miss Teen Crypto. She's going to be dropping some of that knowledge on the show today. So guys, make sure you come back and check that out. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Very excited. TradeFly, thank you for setting that up. That's why I threw you on a thumbnail with her. So that was a TradeFly production right there. Let's go ahead and jump into the news, guys. We got a lot of stuff to go over today. As always, there's always a lot of news, and this is why we always come back here, right? Checking it out, guys. Fear and greed index coming in at 64 right now. We're sitting at greed, but we're getting really close to that yellowish area there. That's going to be neutral. So I do think we will see that. I still think that 52K Bitcoin is in play, and I'm going to be watching those levels. Let's jump into the crypto bubbles, see how we're looking here. Give it a little refresh as the sea of bubbles here on the day is red. We are getting a little bit of green on the hourly here. Things starting to bounce back, but not recovering from those daily losses yet. Let's go down and see how we're looking here on the market cap. Bitcoin, like I said, right now, fighting to hold 62. It actually lost it according to this. On my chart, it says 61,939. So yeah, it's pretty close to that. Right now, 61.9, and I do think we're going to see some pullback here. Ethereum holding $3,000. Of course, if Bitcoin pulls back, we'll see that there also. Solana down 6% for the day. XRP down 2.6%. Doge down 5.9%. Lots of red on the daily. And look at Cardano here, guys. Down 2.5%. Down 24.2% for the month. It's actually down in the same range of losses for the actually is that for the month as Dogecoin. So a meme coin is actually getting the same, just switch. It's damn near the same now for the month. 24.9%, 24.1% for Cardano. We're going to be taking a look at that today. Did we have any movers? Yeah, it looks like Ethereum Classic has moved up one spot, taking render there. And then Kronos, which is the native token to crypto.com, moving up one position, taking Pepe's spot there. Stellar Lumens moving up 3 positions here on the market cap, guys. Looks like that's about it. Caspa bouncing back up here a little bit, sitting at 11.2 cents. That 11.2 cent range that it loves so much to go to, that's where it's at right now currently. And it moved up to 41, up 2 positions there. Let's jump into the liquidation chart, see how we're looking here. In the past 24 hours, we had 63,986 traders liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at 142 million, about average there. And then we got the largest single liquidation of Ethereum. It was on OKX coming in at $3.86 million. On the economic calendar today, guys, the only real big things on here are going to be this 10-year note auction. This tells a lot about sentiment of investors. And if this doesn't do well, then you will see the markets really get pulled back. If the 10-year note auction does not get a lot of attention, the sentiment will be risk off. Just going to go ahead and let you know that's how that works. If, of course, flip side of that coin, if there's a lot of interest in this 10-year note and people come in and start grabbing these up, then that is what you're going to see. You're going to see risk on happen there. So yes, I agree, Crux. Caspa has been a stable coin this year. So let's go down here and look for tomorrow. Tomorrow we got initial jobless claims and then that 30-year bond auction. Of course, guys, that's going to play out the same way as what we're seeing there on that 10-year. It's going to be the same play on it. If there's a lot of interest in it, we'll get risk on. If there's not a lot of interest, we'll get risk off. So, and then we'll round out the end of the week there with the Michigan consumer sentiment. That's really it. It's a slow week on the economic side besides these auctions. Let's jump over into this first little article here. I'm just going to drop this real quick for you guys. Congratulations, United States, to all the Americans and all of the people from the UK and the Philippines. If you're watching, congratulations. You guys are degens, the largest group of degens in the decentralized place. Looking here, the US, UK, and the Philippines lead in risky crypto trades. They dominate small market cap crypto trading, and the data reflects high global speculative interest. Leverage trading, let's get down here. That's actually an ad. The United States, United Kingdom, and the Philippines are the top degen countries. This means that citizens from these countries engage in high-risk crypto trading. Here's a list of the top 25 most degen countries. Leading the charge, United States accounts for 16.8% of global traffic on decentralized exchanges. Those DEXs it's a playground for us, right? Following closely, the UK captures 6.16. I want you guys to look at that again. 16.8 for the US. The next one in line is 6.16%. And here's a little list of it here. US crypto degens lead with 17% of online speculation and interest. Right there, United States, 16.8%. And look, next one, United Kingdom, way down here. And of course, the list just goes down as we go. Where's China at on here? Is it even on here? No, China's not even on this list. So there you go, guys. I just want to see because they shouldn't be on there. It's banned over there. But yeah, United States, guys, we are the biggest player in the space there. So congratulations, all you degens. TradeFly, does that shock you that the United States is such a big player on high speculation, high risk trading there? So.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, we love the casinos, baby. And it's funny, I keep hearing people when they talk about these meme coins and the low caps, they're always like, I like to gamble a little bit still. Don't take those from me. So yes, no, this is not surprising.
Oh, see, I looked on there, Mexico. Mexico is down here at 2.6%, just so you know. I'll show you here real fast. There's Mexico right there, 2.6%. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're number 12 on the list there, OC. So you guys are partially degen, and I think that 2.6% there is largely in part to your presence in Mexico. So I just want you to know that.
100%.
Does it shock you that the U.S. is such a large, it's triple almost. It's almost a 2x from the United Kingdom, which is number 2 on there. So when people talk about the United States not being, it's not the crypto space, guys. You're just the U.S. No, we are the there's a reason that Binance did everything under their power that they could to try to get U.S. people allowed to use Binance because they want the buyers of the U.S. We are the biggest players in the crypto space. So does that shock you, OC? Does it shock you first that the U.S. is that high, and then does it shock you that that Mexico is only number 12?
It does shock me a little bit that Mexico is number 12. I would have say that we should be a little bit higher there, but I guess that we're just so irresponsible that we don't even trade or something. Don't even invest that much. But at the same time, I mean, I think there's a real correlation between the confidence of a people's country based on their salary and their trust on their government and their financial situation that led them to take those higher risks. So yeah, I think it doesn't shock me that the United States and other kind of countries that has a good financial system are up there taking higher risk because I mean they feel a little bit more confident on their situation. But yeah.
Awesome. Good input there. Let's jump over to the chat and take a look and see who we're seeing in the chat. TradeFly, I know you're always monitoring. Who you seeing in there today, bro?
Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and roll down the list, baby. We got Blackie Chan. We got Ahachi. What's up, man? I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Ada Ace. Spee. You better reach out to us. C90 for the win. How you doing? Warrior, my aviator. Blackie Chan, Mike Play, Harp, Ninja Glock, LBC in the house. That's our homie. He's part of the fam. Let's see. Got you to Dave Digital. He's always in here stirring it up. I need some more. I need more out of you. Hype it up, buddy. Crux of Crypto, Kyle Fields. Yo. See, who else do we got? Justin Eubanks. Oh, faithful, man. He's always in here. Dude, he's selfless. He's always on Twitter. Like, he's posting and reposting everyone's content all the time. So much love to you, man. You deserve a little shout out.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. Shout out to all the alumni that are here. We love having you guys always.
Alumni, you know what I mean.
Right now, I want to lay something out for you guys, and this is the first time these guys are hearing about this too. I got contacted about doing a project, and I think it's pretty interesting. The idea that we have is an NFT project called Vets with Hats. Okay. And it is going to be veterans. Veterans with
Vets.
hats. Yes. It's going to be a challenge coin. If you guys don't know what a challenge coin is, they're coins that the military commanders give out and stuff. And, if you have the higher level one, then you kind of, somebody has to buy you a drink at the dining and stuff like that. They're challenge coins. They're pretty cool. And on one side would be the branch of service that the veteran was on. And the other side will be like funny cartoons of, versions of veterans, right? And then the idea is that a major portion outside of operating costs would go to donations to the Wounded Warrior Project. So
I dig it.
I dig it too. I think it's a good idea. We're going to kick it around and we'll see what happens. But it's in the discussion phase. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts. What do you guys think?
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the BTC here. We'll get over to that other chart here in a minute. You guys ain't going to like that one. Looking here on the daily, guys, for Bitcoin, we're going to drop down to the 4 minute in a second here. We do have the dynamic reactor, which was our touch point here last week, coming up into the golden pocket right now. We are sitting in between that platinum pocket there and that golden pocket. I'm going to be watching closely for this point of control right here, which is that range that TradeFly was talking about yesterday. I pulled mine from this whole period back here, so it's pulled down just a little bit low, but right now it's coming in at about 61,460, 61,500. We're sitting just above that. We're sitting below that point of control. Obviously, just a little squeeze range there between that point of control and that value area low. If we do lose this, watch for this dynamic reactor in the golden pocket. But I am still looking at this $52,000 range right there. That's that big white line that we could be hitting. If you look here, we are starting to get a little goose head here, but we're on the zero line. And now goose heads are a big deal when on this ribbon here, because typically they will indicate a continuation. If we go back here, little goose head, continuation. Go back here more. There's another one right there. We had one there, but this one actually went down to the downside. You can see that divergence that printed there. But a lot of times when we get this goose head, it indicates a continuation of upside, just like here. And then we have one here. You can see this doing this little wave up. A lot of times we get this. But when we get this at the zero line, this tells me a whole different story. And that story is that we're likely going to be coming down. You can see we're starting to get a red candle here on the RSI primed on the daily also. Not looking too good. Let's drop down to the 4 hour and see how we're looking there. Get rid of some of this Mexican spaghetti here. Shout out to OC. He likes Mexican spaghetti. I try to clean it up as much as I can. So let me go back to here because my oscillator is not loading, and that should load it in. Now let's get this fixed range volume profile going again, and there we go. And there we go. We're in action. We're live. All right. Taking a look here, you can see that we've lost the 4 hour dynamic reactor. We actually came back up and tried to get above it, couldn't do it, and now we're heading down. We're just a slight percentage there above that value area low that I was just talking about, and now we're seeing these duck heads of continuation down to 4 hour. We still have a ways to go down here on the RSI, guys. We typically run a bottom of about 14.69, 15 down here. We still have a continuation to go here, and we're not even down getting oversold blocks here yet on the Oscillator Pro. So I am going to be watching for more downside again. Watch for that golden pocket range is our next major level of support, and that will be the daily dynamic reactor in there on top of being a golden pocket. But overall, market sentiment going on right now, I do think that we will see some downside to that 52K. I still think it's in play. I'm gonna die on this hill until I get data that says otherwise. So, TradeFly, let's kick it over to you. See what you're seeing on your chart. Let's look at that heat map first.
Right on. Yeah. So we talked a little about the liquidity that was sitting here at about 62.6. We took that out. But what I'm starting to notice is it's just kind of working its way down and just plowing through all this liquidity. And if you look at it, it's starting to form a little bit of a trend. You got a set of lower highs, a set of lower lows, and no clear area of resistance on the 3-day. So unfortunately, it does kind of look like there's probably a little bit more downside, but have no fear. If it does get down to about 60,650 or so, it is clear blue skies. So, there's not a lot of liquidity for them to chase. So it'll just be pretty much an open movement. We can really refer to the charts and kind of see where we can go at that point. But the story is similar. You're looking at the 4 hour for me for Bitcoin. You can see the trend is definitely starting down and right. We did get that flip on the dynamic reactor. It tried to go green for a minute, but it's already flipped back to red, continuing its trend down and right. And then you can see the series of lower highs as well as lower lows. So kind of confirmation that we are starting a little bit of a trend down and right. We have been talking about this potentially happening as soon as we got this indication here. So we had this area of resistance and we're like, hey, there's an opportunity that we could see a reversal in trend. It does look like it's starting to play out, unfortunately. So if you're looking at the moving averages, you still have the 200 SMA on the top side here, kind of acting as resistance. And this is on the high Kanashis as well as high Kanashi candles, just to give you a heads up. So it will look a little bit strange in terms of where the price is at. That's actually right here at about 62,122. But one of the things I was talking about yesterday was the value area low in conjunction with the liquidity. So we did come down, we grabbed it. I was looking for potentially a little bit of bounce there. You did get a small one initially, but I don't know that it's going to hold up. It's trying. We do have a moving average underneath of it. That's the 50. Hopefully that does hold up, but more or less, I mean, here's your support range. I do think that we could definitely come down and retest that area. But if you're looking at the oscillator, it does say, hey, like it is oversold and it is looking like it's a reversal. So what you could look for here, always be patient, obviously. But if we get confirmation of support, you could look for multiple tests of support. And you might see something like this where you get some divergence. And that could be an opportunity. So kind of sit back, let it come to you. I wouldn't do anything. Definitely wouldn't get into a long position right here. You got to see something where at least you're getting a bounce on the value area high or the low correction. But also, too, you have the moving average and the dynamic reactor kind of all converging into one spot here. So I really don't like getting into a long. If you're in, I mean, it is what it is. I think the bias is probably more to the downside. We'll see how that plays out, but I wouldn't be entering in a long position. So kind of wait, let it come to you. You got a support range at about 60,900 to 60,000, but we just came down and tested this area, which was 56K, and that kind of goes back to this right here. And Piper's been talking about that area for quite some time now. So not out of question. I'd say this is probably the better of the two opportunities. If you're patient, you can wait for it to come to you here. You will probably see a price action or some sort of price action. I'm not saying it's going to bounce here and then continue to the upside, but you might be able to get a scalp or an intraday trade definitely when it comes down to this area. So don't be opposed to setting an alert here, letting it come for you, looking for a little bounce. Maybe it comes up to maybe about 59K or so, and that's just looking where we had some support, as well as when it broke through resistance, that's where it tested this area for confirmation when it actually went up. So that might be a small play. Maybe I'll drop that in the trade setups. We'll kind of see how this plays out, and then we'll take a look at it probably, I'd say, in a couple of days or so.
Awesome, OC. Let's kick it over to you. See what you're seeing on there on Bitcoin, brother.
Absolutely. So basically, we're just getting at the zone that we were talking about yesterday and for already a couple of weeks. We're bouncing from this area. We had a breakout through the zero line. And at this point, I'm just looking for the FOR or the flip of the ribbon right here. Once that flip of the ribbon happen and it's already playing out, well, then most likely I'm gonna be jumping in for a long. So just to be careful, guys, and also to keep track, let me just clean this up a little bit so we get rid of that spaghetti. And let me show you that this could be making some kind of uglyish inverted head and shoulders, right? So this is what I'm looking at for my neckline. I'll be looking something like maybe like that. Trying to get out of those wicks because those absorption wicks can be a little bit distracting, right? So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. So the farther that I see it going, it's going to be somewhere around 6,400, 6,500 if we just do not plummet down. Nonetheless, remember that I was expecting of Wyckoff method here to play it out, and we are right on spot with this. So let me just do a quick reminder that I believe that we are on the retest on the spring. So the spring breakout, retest, and then off we go. So for me, we are forming this low right down here on Bitcoin that can be either in this box or either on the 60K 500 area. Other than that, that's what I got.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look here at an article that I got pulled up. I want to talk about this. You guys, Ethereum. It's the time is coming for it. If I can get my mouse to work, can you work for me, mouse? Give me 1 second. We'll get there. Mouse is not wanting to work for me right now. We got an article though. We're going to jump into this article. That is not the article. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. Don't know what's going on with the mouse today. There we go. We're reconnected. All right, there we go.
Right.
Perfect.
Opportunity to say what's up to Crypto Wars, man. He's in the chat. Crypto Keeper. How you doing, bro?
Oh yeah, Crypto Keeper. What's going on, brother? Yeah, he hit me up this morning, sending me his condolences. I appreciate that, man. That dude's awesome. Let's take a look here at Grayscale. Grayscale is backing off from their Ethereum futures application, guys. Their ETF application, they're backing off from it here. I think they're seeing something in the works that maybe the SEC is not going to approve this anytime soon. We talked about this yesterday when I said, look, they pushed it to July. I don't think it's going to happen then either. I think we're going to wait and see what the CFTC comes out and says on regulation, because there's a big regulation push coming from the CFTC, and they consider Ethereum and Bitcoin to be a commodity, not a security over there at the CFTC. So I think the SEC is going to wait and see how all of that plays out, because they don't want to make an action based on unknowns and then a known happens on the policy side. So Grayscale is abandoning its Ethereum futures ETF plan after multiple SEC delays, though analysts suggest that the asset manager may possibly file another application, and I think that's very likely they will after they hear what's going on, but they don't want to do a bunch of work that's not going to matter either, right? Grayscale, we know who they are. They've withdrawn its rule change application to the SEC for an Ethereum futures exchange ETF, citing multiple delays by the federal regulator since the initial filing on September 2023. The notice of withdrawal submitted on Tuesday did not provide specific reasons for Grayscale's decision to abandon its plan for the Grayscale ETF. They just said they're going to pull the applications now. So the SEC had invoked several delays in reviewing the proposal, most recently on March 22nd, after previously extending the review period back on November 15th and December 18th. So that is what's going on there. What do you guys think? Are we going to see this ETF for Ethereum in 2024? I question the likelihood of that myself. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, TradeFly.
I'm leaning towards no. And the reason I'm leaning towards no, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is that they changed, their proof of stake now, right? What's one of the big things when they were talking about what classifies as a security, right? Things that were proof of stake. Proof of work, they pretty much left alone, but proof of stake, they went after. So that's one of the reasons that I'm a little sketchy about it. I don't know how much weight that's going to hold. But the other thing is, they went through this process with Bitcoin too, right? So I think they pulled the application for that as well. If I remember correctly, I'll have to go back and do some research, but I think it was very similar. Then it got rejected. They had to do updates. I mean, there's still a whole process that still has to play out here. So I don't see it happening anytime soon, personally. And then there's got to be clarity. There's got to be clarity on what the hell is a security before I think they're going to approve it. I think they've already determined Bitcoin is not a security. They're comfortable in saying that, but I don't think they have made that determination for the rest of the alts.
Okay. OC, your thoughts?
Oh, well, I did my prediction on the ETF on Bitcoin, and we all know how it went. So let's just go the other way around. And let's just go the other way around. And for me, this is gonna be a hit or miss. So I'm gonna go with yes. They might approve it this year. But I mean, to be honest, all right, in all seriousness, I'm on TradeFly's side. Also based on my experience with the Bitcoin ETF, they need to review it. They need to kick it a little bit. They need to make it a little bit suffery, and then they're gonna admit it. Maybe, I mean, right now we're almost at half of the year. We are around May, so maybe it will take at the end of the year, at the beginning of the next year, to be approved. But yeah, I don't think that is so far away. That is not gonna be, like a forgetting into the void.
Absolutely. Shout out to Max H in here, and also Crux, could you do me a favor? Drop a link to Crypto Wars here in the chat for people. If you guys don't follow Crypto Wars, you guys need to. He's got a lot of great content over there, dropping some fundamental and some mining information. He's got the Trade Wars, which TradeFly is a part of. Evidently, TradeFly is trying to leave. He just went black on his camera over there. You're blacking out on me, TradeFly. It's all right though. Max H had a question for you, TradeFly, when you are back. His question is, can you explain the difference between proof of stake and proof of work? So
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link for you in the chat. That way you can read about it. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do it much service here, but just understand that Bitcoin is proof of work, and then Ethereum right now is proof of stake, right? So just very like top level, like proof of stake, that's going to use randomly selected validators, and that's going to confirm the transactions to create the new blocks, where proof of work is actually using like a validation method to confirm transactions. So it's, again, I'll just drop a link for you. I'm not very good at the layman's. Piper might be able to give it to you more layman than that.
It's mining versus hodling. So in order to be a proof of stake, you have to have a certain amount of the crypto in order to be invested in it, so that you can be trusted, because you don't want to lose your state, because you have to put it up, and you're at risk of losing it if you violate the governance of the protocol, where proof of work is mining, and there's a lot of calculations that go on in order to do the work, which costs you money, and you are invested through energy usage. So both of them, you have the opportunity to earn back for validating on the network itself. But at the end of the day, you have a lot of money put up that you could lose to the governance of the protocol. So, but proof of stake is Ethereum, and several other tokens. Proof of work are things like Bitcoin. There you go. So help you out with that one, TradeFly. Just he asked you specifically, so I wanted to hand it off to you. So let's go ahead and take a look over here at Robinhood, and then we're going to pull up this charts and get back into some more TA. I got this Robinhood article here. They are expecting the highest quarterly revenue since the meme stock frenzy for Q1 as the market rebound boosts trading activity. Robinhood Markets, the trading app known for its commission-free trading. We all know who Robinhood is. We also know what they're capable of doing sometimes. Shady stuff over there. According to an initial report from Reuters, there has been a resurgence in global markets fueled by bets on interest rate cuts, and it has attracted traders back to the platform, resulted in higher transaction-based revenue for the retail investors focused brokerage there. Their shares have surged 58% in the first 3 months of the year, making the sharpest quarterly stock increase since its listing. And because of that, on top of the massive amount of downloads, 94% increase of downloads of the mobile app there. And then, you've got crypto prices coming up in that first quarter there. That was when we hit that all-time high, was in that first quarter. They are looking at having an amazing earnings report coming out this week. And I believe that is going to be, when is that? Let me look here and see, and I will tell you. And while I look this up and pull this up on the chart here, can you guys, do you guys have any input? What do you guys think it's going to be like for Robinhood? Are they going to absolutely moonshot on their Q1 like we've seen with some other earning reports? Or do you think it's going to be like one of those ones where, hey, they had good earnings and it pulled back 12% today? So what do you guys think?
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. The issue with Robinhood right now is that they're kind of under fire with the SEC. So that could, I'll say, suppress the price a little bit. Now, once they work past that, and if we get a little clarity on like what exactly the SEC is going after Robinhood for, I haven't really deep dive or read too much into it, but I know that they got rid of a lot of the crypto assets that were considered securities. Anything that was listed by the SEC as a security, Robinhood immediately took off of the exchange. So, it's questionable, and I'm kind of curious how this is going to hold up with the SEC, because they took corrective actions. Maybe they'll fine them. I think that's probably what's most likely to happen is they'll probably fine them like, hey, you were doing this, you took an action, you corrected it, but we're still going to fine you. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I got this pulled up here, guys. It's Wednesday today. After the market closed today is Robinhood's earnings report. So we'll take a look at that chart here right now. Shout out to Crux. He dropped that proof of work, proof of stake breakdown pretty much in line with what I said, but a little bit more detail there. And he dropped that link, guys. That link that he dropped there, that is for Crypto Wars. You guys go give them a follow. Let's jump over here into the chart and see what I'm seeing here on this. Nope, that is not a chart. That is Discord. There we go. There's a chart. Looking here on the chart, let's go pull up Robinhood and see how Robinhood is looking here. The ticker on that stock is HOOD. So we'll see how they're looking today and see if we're getting any pullback or what the markets are feeling. A little bit of pullback today here on the 4-hour, hitting on that dynamic reactor right now, showing a little bit of support. So if you guys are looking, be careful. A lot of times we get these earnings reports and a lot of people don't even trade. A lot of people don't even hold their stock on the day that an earnings report is released. They'll take half of their amount off the table and hold on to that for a possible drop. A lot of volatility. So, but that earnings report is coming out today, and I'm going to go ahead and make the call. I think we will see a pump after market and tomorrow morning on Robinhood's earnings today. But we will see a lot of volatility between now and then. So that's what I'm seeing there. TradeFly, let's kick it over to you and let's jump into see what you're looking at on the charts today.
Well, I was looking at some Cardano in the background, so I don't want to ruin what you have going on.
Okay.
If you want to talk about that,
let's do this
before
then.
we talk about TA.
Let's do this then. Let's go ahead and talk about this article. Let's talk about this article first, and then we will get into Cardano. We'll just all break it down. So, guys, Cardano update: ADA faces make or break price level for bullish revival. The price analytics, and I've got this on my chart here. We're going to be taking a look at this, but the daily ADA USD chart is currently charting a path with a descending channel, which has been defining the bearish trend since the beginning of March. On Monday, the ADA price peaked near 47.5 cents, encountering substantial resistance at the channel's upper boundary, and you can see that right there. We're going to be looking at that in just a second. And from the critical 20-day exponential moving average, which stands currently at 47 cents. Let's jump over to my chart here, and I'll show this first, just to talk about that channel that's in there, and then we'll just go down through and let you guys see what we're seeing here. But on ADA right now, it is a critical level for it. You can see, let me get rid of that. You can see this channel here that they were talking about on that chart. I'm going to go ahead and isolate this off for a second. And we're looking at a 4-hour here, but if you put it on the daily, it's really, really clean. You can see some pivotal touches here on the top of this channel that has been resistance for it. And what I'm looking at right now, based on this level down here, 23 cents here down here on the 1-to-1, it is this key level back here of support back here going all the way into, let's see here, this is October 2023. It was the key level of support back in December of 2022. So this level here is a pivotal bottom floor on price. If we are continuing to move down, let me get rid of some of the Mexican SpaghettiOs here. If we are continuing to move down and we lose this golden pocket, it is going to be the platinum pocket that we head to next. That's coming in at about 36 cents. If we don't get a bounce there and we do another bottom test on this, guys, it's going to be somewhere in the range of that bottoming, 23 to 25 cents. That's what I'm seeing there. If we look at this on the daily, we are seeing that we do have a lot of downside here to still come on this. On the ribbon here for the Oscillator Pro from Chart Prime. And then if we look at the RSI prime, we can go much, much lower from where we are currently on the daily. This is a daily chart here. So when you have these big open areas for this to still move down before it's even in a bullish zone, it's not a good sign when you're seeing rejections off of this channel top like this and continuation of downside. Like I said, platinum pocket, we do have a little range of support here, but after that, guys, it is that 23 to 25 cent range. I'm going to go ahead and probably somebody has this up on their chart already, and I apologize, but I'm going to go ahead and throw on a fixed range volume profile just to see how this is looking. And we're going to pull from this range back here just to show you what's going on there. Point of control is all the way down here at 29 cents. The value area low is coming in at 23 cents. So this little period of time here, guys, this little period of time here had just as much as this entire time here when it comes to volume. So a lot of people, looks like a lot of bearish sentiment based on what I'm seeing there, that the point of control is so low on that chart. Tradefly, let's kick it over to you, see what you're seeing on ADA, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm on the weekly. And what I'm seeing right now is actually an area of opportunity. And the reason I say that is because golden pocket, there's a very clear line that was support, resistance, resistance, support, goes all the way back. All right. And it's pretty close to this area of resistance here before we had a pretty big breakthrough. You see the breakdown, retest, comes up, retest, and then ultimately breaks down, goes down to 24 cents or so. All right. So that's pretty much close to the low. But this is not a bad place to really add to the bags in my mind. And the reason is, I mean, you come to the golden pocket on the weekly, that's a significant area. You have moving averages, right? So you have the 50, the 100 on the weekly, which are going to be strong areas. So you have confluence on top of a previous area of resistance that you are now testing to flip that area from resistance to support. Like you're getting confirmation right now. Yeah, if it breaks down, it's going to be super ugly. I will agree with that. However, that being said, let's go to the daily, and what I would like to look for is some divergence. So I'm going to say it before we click it. All right. So what I would be looking for here in an area of support is coming down to the prime oscillator, and you want to see it trending up, and you want to see the gold lines, right? That's basically telling you that there's divergence. So here we go. Drum roll. There it is. All right. So this is kind of what I would be looking for. All right. Multiple touches. You see that the prime oscillator is going up and right. To be frank with you, this would probably be an area where I would probably look to add to your bags for ADA. Like this is not a bad buying opportunity, or I won't say opportunity, but just an area to purchase. Like to go long, this is definitely an area that I would be looking at if I wanted to add to bags. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing personally, because I love the horizontal lines of support and resistance. I see everything lining up. Golden pocket, RSI is going up. Have a stop loss. I mean, obviously it can come back down here. You can see that platinum pocket, at least the top side of it, is support as well. So don't be afraid. I mean, stop loss just underneath of this area. And then if it falls through, then wait to play the golden pocket. So not financial advice, obviously. Don't listen to me. Don't curse me out when I'm completely wrong. But this is definitely something that I would be looking at. Where could it go? Yeah, I mean, 24 cents is in play. I don't know if it's going to go there. I know the trend is down and right, but we haven't broken down, right? So you have this area here. This is the last like good range it was in underneath of it. So this is going to be probably, there's a naked point of control that people like to talk about sitting here in this area as well. So I don't know.
Awesome.
Personal opinion. I think, we could actually see this play out of support. It looks like it wants to try to hold up.
Awesome. We're going to jump over to OC's chart in a second. I do want to address a couple of things in the chat. Max H asked, he said, is there a video that y'all did on the fixed range volume profile? No, we have not done a video on it. However, you're a alumni member and you can hit us up in Discord and we will show you that anytime. However, LBC coming in clutch, dropped a link there for Alex O Crypto. He did a video on the fixed range volume profile, partner here at the channel. So go check him out. He's got a good video there. There's a link there in the chat. And then also shout out to the guys that dropped Ondo and Tesla in here. Tesla and Ondo is dropped in the list there for OC and TradeFly. If you guys want to grab one of those, I'm going to grab Stacks. OC, let's kick it over to you and see what you're seeing on ADA. What do you think, man? 25 cents, 23 cents. Are we going there? Is this happening? What do you got?
No, I don't know. Let's just take a look at this very quick. I don't think that we're going to go to 25 cents. I mean, it is pretty bearish, but as you can see on this spaghetti-o thing, let me just zoom in to go through everything that we see. Let me just hide a couple of things. So basically, we're looking just piece by piece on the reaction of ADA. And right now, we're sitting on a low. As you can see, I already have a alert right here at 41.23 cents, and I'm looking for the FOR. Seems like the FOR wants to play out. I do believe that it is going to have another rundown, just like we can see right here, or like it had happened here. ADA is known for doing those double bottoms on the oscillator. That could very much take us down. And let me just clean everything here, finally, right? Take us to a trend line that I have built up here. Let's just go like that, and also measure the median here, and I will call it for a possible rundown all the way to 32 cents, which, by the way, aligns with this value area right down here, as you can see, very close to it. Also, if I turn on my support and resistances that I had going on back there, let me see if they can load. Well, too much information for it. Let me see. There we go. Let's just wait for a second. And there we go. Automatically, we have our biggest support right down here. So I'm not gonna be like thinking 25 cents until we break this area right down here, because if I zoom out, you'll see that this area here indicates me that we have a ton of volume. Let's just wait for that little eye to stop moving around. There you go. Look at the outcome, the deficit right there. Usually when we have that kind of deficit, it indicates me that we're going to be making a little range, and I believe that is going to be the last part that we're going to have for a bounce and break to the upside. So yeah, maybe center of the channel that you were showing there, and then bouncing up. I don't think that we're going to get farther down than that.
All right, perfect. Appreciate it.
Bitcoin dice.
Right, right. But I think that if Bitcoin's heading down to 52K, which I still stand on that belief, based on analysis and the trends there, right? I do think I could see ADA getting down to that level. So ZTS is fiat mining in the mornings now, Lunar Beach Crypto asked. So that's why so many people have ZTSD, because he's not around to manage this chat. So let's jump in here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if Bitcoin goes down to 50K, then I definitely see ADA going to 36 cents. That's okay. That's kind of my bottom line.
All right. Perfect. I see 25 cents in play down there. That is a key level of support. But there are some levels of support that are in that path, that journey along the way. So we will see what happens with that. What's that?
I said Bitcoin behave.
Right. Bitcoin be good. Be good. Yeah. Guys, we have a newsletter that comes out every week. Well, most weeks. We have a couple that it didn't come out, but depends on what we have going on. But we do have a newsletter that comes out every week. This is for the members down there. If you guys want to join, you can join down below. Any level of, any tier of membership will get you access to this. And plus our, like Lunar Beach is talking there, the Piper Academy discussion. We do all kinds of stuff in the Discord for the members. But Piper Academy newsletter came out this week on Monday. One of the trade setups that I had talked about in there for the week was on Ondo, or was on Stacks, my bad, sorry, on Stacks. And we were talking about where we were consolidating at. We did have a rejection on that we did have a rejection there on that point of control, and we were consolidating here sideways in the golden pocket. I said if you were looking to get into a long move on stacks, I would look at, because we were finding support here on the value area low in the golden pocket. I said I would do a partial entry on this, but I would really look at doing a bigger entry, and I said it right here. Consider a split entry by holding half of the entry amount for a possible dip back to the platinum pocket. Let's jump over to see what we're seeing on that chart, guys. Looking here at stacks, and we did lose. Matter of fact, we didn't just lose, we lost it and retested it, which is a very bearish thing to occur. We retested that value area low there and are now pulling back down to this platinum pocket. That would be entry 2. So yes, my partial entry here, that's why I said to do a split entry, because I did think that we were going to come back to revisit the 786 at $1.95. But there was a good possibility that we were going to hold this depending on what Bitcoin did after that retest. That would be a downside movement there. So be watching, guys. $1.95, full transparency here on the show. This is why we did that in the newsletter. Talked about a split entry right there, that platinum pocket at $1.95. If we take a look at the oscillators, they are getting down there pretty low, which would line up with them coming down into their lower ranges here and getting into this bullish zone for a reversal on the oscillator pro, right about that platinum pocket range. So keep watching that, guys. I still think that the stacks trade is in play, and for those in the members that read the newsletter this week and saw that, hopefully you guys are making some action on that. So not financial advice, just a good newsletter. You guys should check it out. Let's kick it over to TradeFly. Let's see what you got, man.
I think it's over to OC for this one, isn't it?
Oh,
But-
over to OC then. OC, you're up.
Absolutely. I do have BNB pulled up in here. Remember that I do have a little bias. I don't like it, but I do hold it because I do have an account on Binance. So I am interested for it to do fairly well, right? But so far, let me just clean my spaghetti so we can see through some stuff in here, and let's start talking couple of other things. So right here, BNB actually holding fairly well, right? Fairly well. I mean, hasn't been breaking this range. Other than that, Bitcoin making the wake of spring, BNB has been holding above the center line of the range, which is this alert right here. It's 568. In fact, 568 is one of my possible entries as we have, or if we have flip of the ribbon right down here. Let me start getting my indicators. And the first thing that we're going to notice is that we have a symmetrical triangle with a trend line down here. So as you can see, if I overextend that trend line, and there we go, we already have another extension of that trend line. You see that I'm also looking at a micro range up here. So far we haven't break it, but if we break it, I'm expecting to hit first 568 and last 551. So just in the play, we haven't broken the range, but seems like we are going to. So this one moved a little faster, but ended up going well as expected. And yeah, just be careful on Binance or BNB. I'm going to be trying to enter at 568 if I have flipped the ribbon. If not, my next target will be somewhere around 551 as we have flip up the ribbon. And finally, just in case everything else fails, if we don't have the flip of the ribbon, well, then my flip of the ribbon at support will be at 517, all the way down there at the bottom of the range, but most likely here and here.
All right, perfect. TradeFly, now it's your go, man.
Yeah. So looking at this, like it looks like Ondo is really starting to consolidate. It's found a range, and it's been in a range since looks like 22 March, right? So it's been in there for a few weeks now, and you can see the value area high, value area low. I mean it's staying in that range pretty well. I mean, there's wicks outside of it. This is again the Heikinashi candle, so keep that in mind. It could look a little bit different. Let me go ahead and just actually bring up the candles, and then we can look at that. There you go. Still looks pretty similar, right? So not really getting too many closes outside of that range right now. So that's something you could look at to potentially trade. Just look at, going long here at the value area low and exiting at the value area high, or shorting. That's kind of dealer's choice, up to you. Always come down to the prime oscillator though, see what's kind of going on, check the news, make sure the narrative is good. I'd say a low side though is going to be where this green line is. You got a couple wicks off of there, so there is some buying pressure because the last 3 wicks have come off of this area right here. So that's about 69 cents. So that's an area to set an alert on. You can look for just a little bit of a bounce there, and then for it to regress essentially to the mean, fall back inside of this range. That's kind of what Bitcoin's been doing. Just falls out, goes right back in, falls out, goes right back in. So definitely keep an eye on that. So value area low at 73 cents. You got a support level down here at about 69. 2 areas for you to key in on. Point of control doesn't seem to be doing much in terms of providing support and resistance. It just seems to be the mean. Seems to be kind of the middle of the range here. And that's where the dynamic reactor, the moving averages are. All of it's kind of right there in the middle, kind of all jumbled up. So it is on the top side of price action right now. So I'm going to take a guess. My guess is going to bias to the downside first and retest this area, the value area low, or even come down to this area at about 69 cents. Just looking at this, prime score is ugly, consolidation is 8. That makes a lot of sense. Just talked about that. And then market dump. So that would kind of solidify my bias to the downside. And we did have a indication of a reversal. Looks like it's bending over here as well. So yep, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think we go down before we go up. Just got to wait on the rest of the market and see. Sometimes you can time it. You find an area of support with Bitcoin. This is one thing I used to do with Matic, is I would wait till Bitcoin would find an area of support, and then I would try to find that area that correlated to the charts on Matic, and then I would try to trade that because Matic was moving exponentially in comparison to Bitcoin, which is no longer the case. So that is gone, but you might be able to find something you can line up with on Ondo just to kind of solidify finding that support level.
Awesome. Excellent. Appreciate it, man. Hey, let's jump over here real fast. Shout out to Max H. He said he's finally getting up early enough for the live stream. He actually commented on one of the videos and said, no more timestamps. Sorry, man. ZTS was doing those, and he's fiat mining now, man. So, the JOB took away from the timestamps. I apologize, but I'm glad that you're here for the live, man. If you guys are getting any content value out of this, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe button there. We got 28 likes right now, and quite a bit more viewers than that. So if you guys can hit that, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's jump over for one last chart here. I'm going to show you guys Tesla. We had a request for this because this is what we do. You guys request things, you ask for stuff, we try to get in there and do it for you. So looking here on Tesla, we had this pump up here, guys. You guys can see they had the earnings here on the 23rd of April, and it had this massive jump up. When we came up here and got this rejection off the daily dynamic reactor, I talked to you guys about this gap. We had created a gap here on that daily opening there. That gap has now been filled, and we are now getting a bounce up in the golden pocket. Overall, I feel like this is a pretty good area to be at for support, getting that bounce in the golden pocket. Oh, excuse me. It is a really good area to get a bounce. That's typically where it will happen. However, I do want to point out that we have another gap that we have not gapped down to fill yet that's sitting down here on Tesla on the daily that would give it a revisit to a double bottom here on the 786 at $144. When we look at the daily here on the Oscillator Pro and on the Heikinashi, our RSI primed Heikinashi candles, we are sitting up high on all of this, and we have a lot of downside space to move through. I do think that Tesla is likely going to revisit this platinum pocket as soon as it breaks this golden pocket, especially if it retests it for a rejection. That would be the range that I would look at it revisiting $144 on Tesla there. So let's jump back to here. That's the end of the show. Tradefly OC, do you have anything for the people before they make plans to join us for this right here? Because guys, this is coming up at 9:30 a.m. our time, about an hour from now. It's going to be 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Randy Hipper live right here as a special guest on a special episode of the Piper Academy. Before you guys leave and don't make plans, you're going to miss a great show. So Tradefly OC, you guys got anything for the people?
Hey, as always, it's great mixing up with you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Truly, truly appreciate it. And if you do have time to spend more time with us, come on over. we'll be here, and I'm looking forward to it. Should be cool. Come check out me and Alex O. We're going to war on Thursday, so that will be I'll be for all the marbles on Thursday. A little bit of bragging rights there, but hey, love that guy. So that's all I got, man. Everybody have a blessed day.
Awesome. Mo, see what you got for him.
Guys, thanks so much for joining. Remember to click that like button, because if you do, there is a 99.999.2% that in the upcoming 6 months, you are going to be served your favorite meal. Don't believe me? Try it out. Click that like button and wait those 6 months. You'll see.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Folks, thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy. Join us back here in 1 hour. We're going to have Randy Hipper on. It's going to be a great show, a great episode. I'm very excited. We're going to talk about portfolio and sentiment and where are we in the market? Is it time to buy? Are you still holding, hodling, whatever? You got dry powder on the side. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. It's going to be a good discussion session with a little bit of charts. So join us back here. We appreciate you guys being here. We will see you in about an hour right back here on Piper Academy. Until then, just don't trade for a minute. Just go drink some coffee, spend some time, look at that sun, that morning sun, and enjoy an hour. And then we'll see you back here, guys. Check you then.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude!